Yeah, I bit the bullet and paid full retail for each of these fragrances here, and basically that was pretty much at the time that they first came out. So they were brand new, they hit the market, and in typical fashion, I went ahead and purchased them. That way I could cover them here on the channel and let you guys know if they would be worth checking out or not. And so yes, I've purchased a lot of scents at retail. I've also purchased a lot of things at discounters as well. And a lot of the time I recommend you guys to hold out, pick it up at discounters when you can get it sometimes for as much as half the price of that retail cost. However, these were a few instances where they turned out so good and the retail price to me was reasonable enough that I felt as though it was worth the money. Because trust me when I say I've purchased a lot of things at full retail that I felt was 100% not worth the money. And to be fair, I purchased things at discounters that I thought wasn't worth the money either. So to me, these are fantastic bang for your buck value scents. That doesn't mean they're cheap, but I do believe that what they offer, what they provide is indicative of that retail price. And the good news is for a lot of these now, you can pick these up for below retail, which is even better. But let's just say for me, when I got these in after biting the bullet and paying that full retail price, I wasn't disappointed or let down at all, which is always a good feeling. I'll drop some links to these down below, and also I want to point you over to my mailing list and texting list where you can get notified of any rare discontinued fragrances coming in stock or any big pop-up 24 or 48 hour sales that do happen from time to time. Like I said, just recently we had 300 plus units of DIOR Homme Parfum come into stock, a very rare find, doesn't happen often, and there was enough of it to where it was in stock for a good little while there. So if you were on the mailing list and texting list, you were probably able to get your bottle finally if you've been wanting to for months or years at this point. So make sure you're on that list. I will bring to you all of the great deals and rare finds, and you don't have to do any work to try to find them yourself. Now, let's get things kicked off with Intense CEDRAT BOISE by MANCERA. So when I saw this one announced, I was over the moon excited. I was probably more excited about this MANCERA release than any others by far. And honestly, I was more excited about this niche release compared to a lot of other newer niche releases within the past couple of years, if I'm being honest here. The reason why is because, and a lot of you probably know this, CEDRAT BOISE was the first ever niche fragrance that I purchased when I was building my collection up back in late 2017, early 2018, somewhere around there is when I ended up getting it. And so because of that, it's one of my favorites for nostalgia reasons, but also because I really love the scent DNA. I still have my original bottle that's running pretty low. I've got a backup. I love that stuff. When I saw an intense version being announced, I was very excited about it. And so eventually this one here ended up becoming available for pre-order on SaksFifthAvenue.com. I put in my order, it ended up being like $200 retail, and I wasn't expecting much out of it. I didn't think it was going to show up in a timely manner. I thought there was a good chance my order could get canceled because it was a pre-order, and it ended up showing up really quick. I got it in, I tried it, and immediately fell in love with this stuff. And that makes sense because it still is the CEDRAT BOISE DNA, although amped up, heavier, stronger, more powerful with a parfum concentration. This stuff is amazing. And if you're looking to pick up CEDRAT BOISE, personally, I would say to skip the eau de parfum and go straight for this. Retail for the eau de parfums is $180. Again, I believe the retail for this is only $200. I don't find that to be unreasonable at all. And on discounters now, you can get it for as low as like $97 for the same 120 ml. This is an incredible purchase. Next up, we have Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé, the little 60 ml bottle. It became available first, I believe, on Givenchy's official website. I believe it launched there before it hit, the big retailer websites and stuff. And I must have been a little bit late because the 100 mils were already sold out. The 60 was all that was left, and of course I had to go for it. And realistically, this is enough to get me through for a while. However, I will feel a lot better about having a 100 ml in the collection at some point, because as we go through these winters over the next several years, I'm going to be getting into this stuff heavily. It's got whiskey, it has iris, it has chestnut. A little bit of that tonka bean, a little bit of vanilla, just the general gentleman eau de parfum backbone. But the whiskey and the chestnut gives us even more of a gourmand, sexy, rich, and mysterious type of feel. I really like this a lot. It's by far my favorite flanker out of the entire lineup. The eau de parfum is coming in right behind it there. And again, it was a retail purchase that I do not regret at all. And now you can grab this one on discounters for a little bit below that retail price as well. So I really can't complain. Definitely highly recommend this one for the upcoming cooler months. Next up, we have EROS Parfum. Now, this is one that was actually a little bit more expensive than what I was expecting and probably what a lot of us were expecting. 100 ml bottle. When this was launched, it only came in 100 mils, just like this. No 50s, no 200s, okay? Now it is available and has been released in 200 ml bottles, okay? It first came into stock on discounters. Like I do, I sent out an email notification allowing you guys to get the better price per mil and pick it up. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a mislisting. It doesn't come in 200 mils. And sure enough, it does come in 200 mils and retailers now offer it as such. But anyway, at the time, 100 was the only option. I went for it. This ended up running me, I believe it's like $142 for 100 ml parfum at retail, which is pretty steep for an EROS scent and for a Versace in general. Even for just a designer fragrance in general, the mid 100s, that's getting up there. It's becoming more of the norm now, but 5 years ago, we would have looked at that and thought they were completely out of their mind, but that's just how it is now. Regardless, it was the new EROS. I knew it was going to be popular and people were going to be interested in seeing what it was about. I was excited to see what it was about, so I went for it. I got this one in, and I really like it. It's by far my favorite EROS flanker. These have worked out great. Again, probably Flame would be up next for me, the eau de parfum after that. I do like Flame a lot, but I love the Parfum because it still plays on that original classic DNA, which we know and love, or some of us hate. And it just makes it even more refined, even more modernized. It basically just rounds off all of the harsh edges and it's just a nice, updated, improved version. And the performance is also very strong here. Anyone who has had issues with new batches of EROS being weaker over the years, go straight for the Parfum, forget all of the other ones, or at least the EDT and the EDP, and you will be set with this one. Great performance, offered in a 200 ml size now if you want to really wear it a lot and get a good price per mil. And to me, this one, I'm happy about it. This next one was not unreasonable at all at retail. I think like $98, something like that, which, you know, is about what you would expect, I guess, but just compared to all these other high retail new designer scents, $98 to me felt like a steal. I didn't know how good it was going to be when I purchased it, blind buy, of course, retail, but when it came in and I tried it, I was immediately thoroughly impressed with CH Men PASION. So they discontinued one of their best works ever, CH Men PRIVE. I love that stuff, and the dumbest part about that scent for me is I never bought a backup bottle of it, so I only have one. That's a bummer. But regardless, we now have this new one here, which, to be fair, is nothing like CH Men PRIVE. However, it does use iris. There's some sandalwood in here, some pink pepper, some olibanum, and some myrrh. I'm just showing you the bottle because they did upgrade the presentation here. Yeah, it still has that CH Men look, you know, the red bottle, red ribbon type of deal. It's got that similar profile, but the gold accents look great. The actual liquid itself, I don't know how well you can see it, but it has a dark, kind of rich ambery color to it. Great detailing, great feel, great look on the bottle, and the blue accent is a nice touch. It has a premium look and even more of a premium scent. The iris mixture in here with the kind of sweet resinous and smokiness is absolutely beautiful. This turned out amazing, and what's so good about it as well is that it's not redundant. If you have DIOR Homme Intense, Gentleman Eau de Parfum, Reserve Privé, Valentino Uomo Intense, this is another iris scent you can add to your arsenal that does give you a new twist. The myrrh, the olibanum combination here is not used in those others, and it gives it a little bit more of a smoky kind of edge to it. Just a different personality to the scent all around. Maybe a little bit more of an upscale feel or classy feel in a different type of way. For the retail price, I was more than happy with it, and I would purchase it at retail again if I had to. Next up, we have Light Blue Forever. You guys know the story behind this one. When it was launched, I bought it at full retail. It was at Macy's. I do remember that much. And it really caught my eye, you know, because of the bottle. They upgraded it. As you can see, the cap is different. It just has a little bit of a different look all around. And it's also a 100 ml. A lot of the other light blues, you know, all of the other ones come in like the more odd sizes, so like a 75 and a 125 and a 200, but these were more of the standard 150, so they just changed everything up with it. And for me, the light blue releases, everything after Oh Intense and everything before this were all throwaways. They were just constantly digging themselves in a deeper hole. They were not exciting. I kind of had a feeling that this one was going to be a saving grace, and when I got it in and tried it for the first time, I was right. It's all about the grapefruit. Now, for me, I'm a citrus fragrance lover. I love summer scents because I love summertime. It's my favorite time of the year, and so whenever I can find a good summer scent that really kind of works well with that theme and that mood of just summer fun, I'm all over them, and that's what this one does. There's some violet leaf in here, some ozonic notes as well, so it's a little bit watery, airy, crisp, but the grapefruit is the star of the show. It's very realistic, and because of that, it's not quite for everybody. This one actually is a little bit more challenging to some extent, so be careful going into it, but if you like citrus, you like grapefruit, you'll love it. I paid retail, perfectly happy with that, but you can get this one below retail, which of course I do recommend. Okay, another new release as of this year, Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. Similar deal. I bought this one directly from Guerlain's website when it launched. And just looking at the note breakdown, I had a pretty good idea of what they were doing. And even though the bottle's kind of contradictory, I ended up being correct. This is very similar to L'Homme Ideal Cologne, and I guess a little bit L'Homme Ideal Cool. Now, this doesn't have the green mintiness that Cool has, but it still has that general fresher almond semi-sweet DNA that both of those do share. But you just might not expect that looking at the bottle, because the bottle kind of looks like older bottles of L'Homme Ideal L'Intense, you know, the ones that had the full black look before they changed it. And so you might think if it's going to be something richer or smoky or strong, but it's quite the opposite. It is the summer version back for a limited time. Yes, unfortunately, they even market it themselves as a limited edition. So that kind of sucks. I would definitely grab one or two while you can, because for whatever reason, these summer editions of L'Homme Ideal are fleeting. And who knows, maybe this is their model here. They're just going to pop them back up every so often and then make them go away again. You know, that happened with Cool, that happened with Cologne. Who knows? This one did come in stock at discounters not long after I bought mine. Fragrance By, up until recently, had it, and then they sold out again, just a touch over $100, so you're saving money. But again, I paid it at full retail. I do not regret that at all, because I love this summer version of the DNA. And last up, we have Sauvage Elixir. Of course, I had to see what the new Sauvage was all about, because I was excited. You know, I've said this before, I love Sauvage. I really do. The Eau de Toilette I have worn through so much of. I have so many bottles of just the EDT as well. It's insane. A lot of older, you know, 2015, 2016 batches, kind of right around the inception of it. Have a ton of them. I've got the Eau de Parfum. I've got all of them. The Parfum, very cool spray. I love Sauvage. I wear it often. Not as much now as I used to, but I still really like it. I appreciate the DNA. Strong performers, good mass appeal, whatever. Great quality. The Elixir came out at a significantly higher price. This is a 60 ml bottle, and what is it going for? Correct me in the comments. I can't even remember. Right now on discounters, it's going for $150 to $160, and you're saving money at that price, those prices. So what was it going for? 170, 80, 90 for 60 ml? Something crazy. Okay, I had to look it up just because it was going to drive me insane. The 2-ounce bottle, 60 ml, retails for $180. That's what I paid when it came out. Now, similar deal to EROS Parfum. This was only launched as a 60 ml bottle, which really ticked off a lot of people because a lot of people like 100s. I am the same way. It's unnecessary, but I do like them. And not too long after this was put out, and at least a couple months there, they came out with 100s, and those retail for $250. This stuff, again, is crazy expensive. I don't have the 100. I don't plan on getting it, but this is what I paid, $180 when it came out. And so I got it in, and at first I was thrown off because it's nothing like the other Sauvage scents. Over time, it grew on me, and I kind of started to respect what they were doing here. It is by far the most mature version of Sauvage that you could ever dream of. And the performance is completely off the charts, crazy strong, and too strong for some people, believe it or not. Yes, it is possible for a scent to be too strong, and I can understand it with this one. It is crazy. And so anyway, again, you can get it now for about $30 less than retail, which is a pretty good savings there for the 60 ml, that is. And I think it's a great pickup. Yes, it's expensive at retail, but honestly, with how much this brings to the table, I look at that and I can't be too mad. It's a premium scent. It's a DIOR. They generally run for a premium, same with Chanel. I can't be mad at the retail. I would much rather take it at discounter price, but honestly, for $180, I got to give it to them. They did put out something really good that's going to stand the test of time. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. These I paid full retail for, and I ended up absolutely loving them and not regretting anything. Links will be down below. Deals will be going out to my mailing list and my texting list. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.